Welcome back to the Garden with Joy and Holly radio show. Happy to have you around. Thank you so much for spending time with us and allowing us to be part of your day. We're going to talk about the world of teas. First off, if you want to know more information about those sponsors you've heard and all the companies that support the program to allow it to be heard each week on your favorite radio station, you can find that out at our parent website, thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com, underneath the Money tab at the top of the page.
All right, so tea is derived from the leaves of this evergreen plant. It's called the Camellia sinensis plant. So this is for true leaf tea, as opposed to, you might think, well, I grow chamomile and lavender and I make that into a tea, or I use evergreen needles. Like we're talking about like
the classification of what tea, in order to be certified name tea, this is what we're referring to. Okay.
Like, I mean, we've grown lemongrass and dried it and I made it into tea, and that's fine. So the beverage is not made from this plant, the evergreen plant. Are like herbal teas are botanically called tisanes, not true tea. So there's five types of true tea. So there's white tea. This is minimal processing and it's low in oxidation. It's kind of like the younger leaves, and it's more delicate, subtle. If you've ever had white tea, it has a very subtle tea flavor. Most of the time it's getting flavor from herbs and whatnot. And then green tea, these leaves are quickly heated after harvesting to stop oxidation. To me, green tea is a little bit more bitter. Mm-hmm. That's the flavor of green tea. There's oolong. Oolong tea has a nice flavor to me. It's partially oxidized. And then black tea is fully oxidized, leaving to the darker color and bolder flavor. And as these teas become more oxidized and the more caffeine levels have in them.
Now, does all tea have some level of caffeine, or it depends on the category?
Depends on the category.
White tea is a floral, grassy, honey, fruity, melon, peach, apricot, vanilla, chocolate, citrus, those type of flavors or
that pair well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Green tea is usually fruit flavors that kind of pair well. And then black tea is kind of across the gamut. Like I used to get this peach black tea, or like if you think about iced tea is made from black tea. So there's like raspberry black teas, lemon, etc. So I guess that's more fruit as well. And there's purge tea, and this is a type of fermented dark tea. So those are your 5 classifications.
All true teas have some level of caffeine in them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe white tea does have some caffeine. I don't know why I thought that was caffeine free, but okay. So if you're caffeine sensitive, maybe stick to the
amount of caffeine depends on the varieties, depending on the types of tea and the brewing method and the quality of the leaves in which it is made from.
Yeah. So even iced tea is going to have
some people have. There's I've never been to the South, but there are some restaurants that have just incredibly good sweet tea.
You've been to like West Virginia.
Well, I know, but I mean like Alabama, Georgia, like the true deep authentic South. Yeah. I'm sure people in Virginia and northern Arkansas consider, and I'm not discriminating against, but what I'm referring to is really good either sweet tea or unsweetened tea, like the really authentic, true old-time tea. There are some restaurants that do have really good tea, and there are some restaurants that have really poor examples of good tea.
This is true. This is very true. So if you're a tea connoisseur, I guess, you would want to, a general guide is 3 grams, which is about 1 teaspoon of loose leaf tea per 8 ounces of water. So you want to boil your water, and then you want to add your tea, however you choose to do so, or you can use packets. We're not going to gatekeep or judge here. With that being said, there are different temperature degrees depending on the tea that you are brewing. So white and green teas, which are the more light teas, I guess. We use that word.
On the spectrum. Yeah.
160 degrees to 180 degrees. Because these teas, I believe, if you overheat them, they become more bitter. And, more bitter. I had a friend who sold teas. And, she was telling me all about this.
Well, not all teas have to be drunk hot. Okay, not we're talking about the brewing process, but many teas can be drank or utilized as cold or iced teas. So it can be on both levels. Because if you there's you don't want to have. I mean, we watched gardening videos years back from people who had allotments in the UK, and it didn't matter if it was 105 degrees or 4 degrees. They had hot tea. It was time for a cup of tea. Yeah, they're very regular on their time of day and what they drink. And I guess that's just like traditionally.
Even some Canadians are like that too.
Well, isn't a lot of the Canadian heritage come from that UK area? Okay.
Which doesn't make sense because they don't drive on the wrong side of the road.
But they still use the same metric system.
Yes.
And some of them go, it's 17 inches, but I'm 8 kilometers from the house.
17 inches is not 8 kilometers.
No, what I'm saying, we've watched people.
Meters.
No, we've watched people who are campers or whatever. And they, I'm building this and I need 17 inches, and the cabin here is 8 kilometers from my. They mix.
Well, I think it's because
Celsius and
when it comes to building stuff, they have to use the
standard
American.
Well, it's not standard.
Standard because of how the building materials.
Well, 2x4s, and it's not
you
like
can't say 45 centimeters
right.
by 8 centimeters or whatever. Anyway, so back to tea. So
and that might be a universal lumber measurement thing. I don't know. I'm not a lumberologist, so I don't know.
Like a carpenter.
Yeah.
All right. So you are very good with many things, but you're not a carpenter.
I can build some stuff.
I want you to build me this bench.
Okay.
We'll talk about that later off show. So. White tea, green teas, 160 degrees to 180 degrees Fahrenheit or 71 to 82 degrees Celsius. Oolong, black and pearl teas is 185 to 204 Fahrenheit, and that's 85 to 96 Celsius. I can tell I'm, like, when at work, I would deal with a lot of numbers, and in my head, I'd type, 204, but when you say it out loud, it's 204. Herbal teas, 204 to 212. Herbal teas are more forgiving. I like herbal teas. I prefer herbal teas, especially, I like to, after, like in the winter, after I've worked out, I bring tea with me and then I drink it on my way home, and it's like
hot tea.
Okay. And it's like nice. And
so herbal tea, there's no flavor outside of the origins of that tea leaf. It's not like vanilla something or strawberry or this.
But there's no herbal tea can be. It's not like real tea. It's not like pure tea or whatever you want to call it, official tea.
Okay.
It's just like the herbs. So it's like chamomile is from the chamomile plant, or something like I get this spice tea. So it's all the spices.
Okay.
Yeah. So tea has many benefits. Antioxidant properties is one of them. They contain polyphenols and flavonoids, which is an antioxidant. Polyphenols are also in things like dark chocolate, dark berries, which is antioxidant, grapes, things like that. They also help to improve heart health because it can lower the blood pressure and reduce inflammation. So that's good to know. And it can enhance your brain function.
Yeah. So those are the types of teas. Now, the teas in which we have, there's like blackberry leaf tea or raspberry tea. Those are not quote unquote traditional teas, correct? Those are like more herbal teas.
What kind of blackberry?
Like blackberry or...
Yeah, those are herbal teas.
Okay, those are herbal teas.
So there's the true teas, which come from the leaves from that evergreen plant. And then there's the herbal teas that are like fruit teas. Now, there can be a combination. So there can be like... You could get like green blackberry tea. And that's going to be a combination of herbal with the tea. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Like my friend, she likes to drink mango green tea. I can't stand green tea, but she likes the mango green tea.
Well, they have, what is it? You can buy like green tea in a major company makes it, bottles it in small, 16-ounce bottles of.
Oh, yeah. They have black tea too. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of, tea, iced tea, cold tea, bottled tea, whatever you want to call it. that you can buy from the store. Anyway, so back to enhancing brain function. Tea contains caffeine, which can give that mild energy boost, and then it provides amino acids that promotes relaxation and focus. Tea can stimulate digestion. I can talk because it helps the digestive enzymes, and that can reduce bloating.
And who can't you want a story about bloating?
Sure.
Well, in cattle, growing up on the farm, it's a farm story. It's not a human story. So we would have the occasional cow that would overeat either silage or hay, and they would get bloated. And the way you would de-bloat them, I guess, is you don't call the veterinarian if you're a farmer. You call the veterinarian when very bad things. As a farmer, you've learned how to manage certain animal problems.
Right.
So you take a garden hose and you actually put it down the esophagus in order to open up the stomach cavity through the esophagus. And once you do that, you can literally hear all that air comes back out of it.
Are you saying you should have give the cow tea?
No, I'm just telling you because you said bloated and I thought of a story.
You thought of the story. That's my job.
Oh, okay.
I'm the one who thinks of the stories when you bring something up.
And it doesn't hurt the cow. It actually relieves the cow and makes them extremely calm because
it's probably like when we burp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like assisted burping.
Okay. Well, they have 5 stomachs, so yeah.
So it helped one of their 5 stomachs.
Well, you go down until you get, and then it just, and you can watch it. It looks like they swallowed a 55-gallon drum.
Really?
It is humongous how bloated they get if you don't catch it.
How many times have you done this?
It's been a couple of times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Little check mark.
Yeah. Don't do this to your wife or husband. You seek medical professionals.
Or your cat or dog.
No.
Anyway, so did we talk about metabolism?
No, go ahead.
Okay, boost metabolism. They say that, can slightly increase in metabolism. How true that is, they're not sure, but it's possible.
But drinking tea, even with a somewhat level of caffeine, is by far, me thinking, is much better than consuming sodas that have different types of dyes or corn syrup in them at any type of level. That it's better to drink tea than to drink a soda.
I think so.
Okay.
I mean, I don't see why not now.
It's because it's not more natural, and you don't have, if you look at the ingredients on a soda bottle, regardless of who makes it, there's a lot of stuff in there that, What is this?
Right. I would say it is better. I know some people add a lot of sugar to their tea, so if you're trying to
Would you like some tea with your sugar?
Or if you're trying to reduce your sugar intake, then you would want to compare that to some.
Oh, good unsweetened tea is really good.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You like unsweetened tea?
I like unsweetened tea. I'll take a sweetened tea every now and then, but a unsweetened tea is really good.
Anyway, so it can improve your reduce the risk of cancers because of those free radicals, or they help the antioxidants that combat the free radicals, which sounds kind of funny, but yeah, so that's the thing. And then improves oral health, and then it can also reduce stress and anxiety. And obviously tea is very hydrating because it's water, liquid, etc.
There you go.
Yeah. Joey, summer is winding down, but just because it's fall, we don't want to forget about our yards and those Japanese beetles and other grubs. They may now be hidden, but they're not far. Not only did the beetles feast on your roses and berries this summer, they laid eggs in your turf so that they can invade your yard again next year. Fight back with Phylum's Grub Gone. Grub Gone is a non-chemical BT granule that applied to lawns and specifically targets scarab pests and their larvae with an 80% plus control even in the fall.
Holly, did you know that Grub Gone is the only non-chemical choice that effectively controls grubs? And when you combine it with the best chemical grub control at very low amounts, BioAdvanced grub control products, the tough-to-kill fall season grubs, are hit with a 1-2 punch that kills them at the best rate tested, nearly 100%. This combo of the best of biology and chemistry is called IPM, Integrated Pest Management, which is the best industry practice. Mix 1.25 pounds of each per 1,000 square feet equals 100% control. Grub Gone from Phylum Bioproducts, the best combination of safety and performance.